So Birmingham City came out on top in the battle of the big box, that's right, after Jay Stansfield double downed Hollywood FC, that's right, to close in on top spot. But what's going to go on this coming week? We're going to get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again in a prediction video today. It's all about Matchday number officially 7, that's right, as we look towards the top of the table. Can Wrexham and Birmingham continue their dominance in the automatic spots, of course, with Charlton, Huddersfield and Stockport, all within striking distance this coming weekend? We're going to get into all that and more in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe and your one-stop shop for League One is right here under one rooski. It was an explosive week last week. What's going to go on this week? Well, we're going to take a little look at it, all of it in a second. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons and, of course, the members. Big shout out to Stephen Bradley for becoming the latest member of the gang. A big shout out to you. If you want to join Stephen Bradley, check out the links down below. Smash that member button. Smash the subscribe button. But let's get into it. All right, then, folks, before we jump into it, we are going to recap the last weekend's drama, of course, and bring you back up to date with the prediction league. It's been a while since we've managed to do that. So these were the results last week. So let's take a sharp look at it. Start with Mansfield Town, 2-1 winners over Cambridge. I went with a draw myself. Meanwhile, Wycombe with a 2-1 win against Northampton Town, 0-0 in my eyes. Blackpool under Stevie Bruce. They could be a threat, guys. They could be a threat. 2-1 winners over Exeter. Got them on spot on. Bolton, what's going wrong with Bolton? We'll see the table shortly, but it's looking grim. 4-0 loss to Huddersfield Town, who are the real deal. That's right. Meanwhile, Wigan, also real deal. 4-0 winners over Bristol Rovers. I went with a draw. Crawley and Stockport 1-1 in the end. 2-1 winners for me. Looks pretty grim by me on my picks so far. Meanwhile, we got Peterborough, a 1-1 draw against Lincoln. 2-0 winners in my eyes. Leyton Orient with a 1-0 win against Reading. Rotherham and Burton 2-2 in the end. Charlton 1-0 winners over the Shrews. Stevenage tonked over Barnsley. And then look at that one there. Birmingham against Wrexham. 3-1 winners in the end. Yeah, looking pretty shitty on my picks. Not to get excited about. But anyway, this is the situation in the table. As you see, it is Wrexham currently top of the table. They have played one game more than Birmingham, but it could be those two that to get promoted. You just don't know. But don't rule out Charlton. Don't rule out Huddersfield. Don't rule out Stockport. And keep an eye on Lincoln City. They ended the last season in tip-top shape. Barnsley ain't no slouches. Peterborough as well. There are still Rotherham and and Burton and Blackpool and Bolton. Hey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. There's going to be some drop points, some clangers. As Wrexham ain't there yet. Anyway, enough about that. Going down, Cambridge, Shrewsbury, Leyton and Bolton currently in Everett on borrowed time. Let's take a look at the prediction leagues. Now, these are bringing you bang up to date with the ones that we missed. This was the one way back when. Jimmy Watton kicked ass on that one. Blue Chicken up there with 6 as well, and then the rest of the chasing pack. Then we had Kevin Cuppett alongside Prestle Hinterland, Reflex Swift, Gabby up there with 6 pointers. And then this is the current state of play according to my eyes. Gabry up there with 27 points, Preston Hinterland as well. Andy Spake 26, K-Skiff Gaff totaled up your tally there alongside Frosty in 25 points. Those are the guys to catch up when I'm in there, but that's wrong. This week's scoreline was absolute shit, so not great for me. Anyway, if you want to get involved, it is 100% free. I'm not getting anything out of it, just competition. So please be a part of the gang right here and get invested in the prediction league. All right then, folks, we're going to start at the top of the graphic here with Exeter City. That's right, they're going to be entertaining Stevenage. That's right, coming at you early kick-off this coming Saturday. Exeter managed by Gary Caldwell. Currently 33% form for them right now. Just 2 wins at the last 6 matches. Sitting in 16th for the table. Up against a Stevenage managed by Alex Ravel, who currently find themselves in 9th with just 1 defeat in the last 4 matches. Now, they've played 33 times since 2003, 17 wins for Exeter, just 5 for Stevenage. It's been 11 draws between those two sides, so it's quite a favourable tie for Exeter, according to the form book. Currently, coming at you, but last time they played at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Exeter, who have got 3 wins on the spin against Stevenage in all competitions at this very venue. Meanwhile, Exeter on the back of a 2-1 loss though to Blackpool. The Stevenage picking up a 3-0 win over Barnsley most recently. But the odds for this, we've got Exeter 8-5 for the victory. We've got 9-4 is the draw. 70-10 is your away win. I think I'm sitting on the fence here with a 1-1 draw. All eyes on this one. So I think Stevenage will be the happier out of the two sides following that result. Another early kickoff. It's over at Sincil Bank. That's right. It's Lincoln City, managed by Michel Scabula, taking on Wigan and Sean Maloney. That's right. Of course, they're just 6 times they have played since 2020. 3 wins for Lincoln, 2 for Wigan, and 1 draw between the two sides. Lincoln, though, up to 6th in the table with just 1 defeat in the last 4. Because the Wigan side have won 2 and lost 2 over the last 4 matches. Now, the last time they played over at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Wigan. In fact, the home side has not won in the last 5 matches, whether it's at the DW or over at Sincil Bank. But Lincoln on the back of that 1-1 draw against Peterborough, good result on the road. Wigan with a big 4-0 drubbing of Bristol Rovers last round. That was on the road as well. The bookies for this, Lincoln 10-9 on is your victory for the favour there. 12-5 is the draw. 31-10 is your away win here. It's going to be quite tight on the bookies, but they are leaning towards the hosts. And I'm also going with the hosts. 2-0 win. Lincoln City taking all the spoil. Let's go to the northwest, and it is must-win territory for Ian Everett at Bolton. Of course, player finalist last time. They could have been playing in the Championship, but no. Ever since then, it's been shitty wickets for Bolton. They're coming up against a Reading side who've been through the mill themselves. And currently, Bolton are in 21st spot in the relegation zone with just 4 points for the season. They have won twice out of the last 4 matches. However, Reading coming into this on 50% form, winning 3 times over the last 6 matches. They are at 12th in the table with 7 points. Of course, a win could dramatically change the season of Bolton. It is still early days, but it is getting to that point of the season where the fans are starting to get really concerned about the future. Now, last time around at this very venue was a 5-2 win for Bolton. That's right. That's what they want this time around. In fact, they are unbeaten against Reading at this very venue, picking up 1 win and a couple of draws to boot. Meanwhile, Bolton on the back of a 4-0 loss to Huddersfield most recently. That's ringing in their ears. It's actually been back-to-back to 4 matches without a goal in the league. Are you out of your mind? Goodness gracious me. Reading on the back of that 1-0 loss to Leyton. And that was a surprise over at the Matchday. 4-3 on is your Bolton. 13-5 is the draw. 15-4 is your away win. Going with goals, I think they're just going to burst into life. They're going to have a big old release. So you know what I'm talking about. 3-1 win over Reading at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium. Let's go over the Pirelli now as Burton and Albion take on Barnsley. That's right, Mark Robinson's Burton up against Barnsley, who are very hit and miss right now. They're coming at you in 7th in the table, just outside the playoff spots. Meanwhile, Burton, good form for them. And when I say good form, it's actually been 50% form, winning 1, losing 1, and drawing 4. They're the draw kings at the moment. But they currently sit 20th with just 4 points for the season. Now, the last time that these two sides played at the Pirelli, it was a 3-1 win for Barnsley, who did the double over Burton last season. Burton on the back of a 2-2 draw against Rotherham. Good result on the road for them. Barnsley on the back of that 3-0 loss to Stevenage, of course. But the bookies for this one, 29-10 is your Burton. 11-10 on is your Barnsley. 13-5 is the draw. Going with a Barnsley victory here. Of course, Burton really are relegation candidates. And they have been for many, many seasons. So this could be the year they could go down. Head on down to London now as we head to the Valley. That's right, Charlton Athletic, managed by Nathan Jones, up against Stevie Brewster's boys. That is Blackpool. Big game this will be over at the Valley as Nathan Jones looked to improve upon his 3rd place standing in the table with 13 points, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Up against the Blackpool side, unbeaten in the last 5 matches, picking up 3 wins in the last 4. They're 19th in the table with 5 points in the season. Of course, they have played 18 times, these two sides, since 2008. 6 wins for Charlton, 5 wins for Blackpool, and there's been 7 draws between the two sides. Most recently, at this very venue, was a 2-2 draw. In fact, it was a daily double last time around with both sides, both matches ending all square. But the home side has not won this game in the last 5. The last time the home side came out on top was when Blackpool beat Charlton 2-1 win at Bloomfield Road over in League One in the December 2018 season. Charlton on the back of that 1-0 win over Shrewsbury. They are very tight at the back. Are Charlton up against Blackpool 2-1 winners over Exeter. I think it was a lastminute.com winner. 27-20 is your Charlton. 2-1 is your Blackpool. 23-10 is the draw. This does smell like a draw. I think Blackpool will grind it out. And they'll take a point, especially at high-flying Charlton this season. Let's go over to Huddersfield Town, who are kicking ass and taking names right now. They're going to be taking on Northampton, currently in 18th spot on Northampton, up against Huddersfield Town, who are in 4th, with just 1 win in the last 4, but it was a convincing one, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Meanwhile, Huddersfield, with Michael Duff and the dugout up against Northampton and John Brady, have played 10 times since 2003, 5 wins for Huddersfield, 2 for Northampton Town, and 3 draws between the two sides, with the most recent match between these two sides at this very venue was a 3-2 win for Huddersfield Mansfield back in September 2008. That was in League One. Goodness gracious, long time ago. Meanwhile, Huddersfield on the back of that 4-0 win at Bolton this past weekend, with Northampton losing to Wycombe 2-1 most recently, with the last victory picking up a 2-1 win on game 2 of the League One season. That was 17th of August. The bookies, though, they go Huddersfield 5-2 on for the victory. 7-1 is your Northampton. 10-3 is the draw. It's going to be a home win. It's no-brainer. 3-1 win. Huddersfield taking the points. Let's head to Mansfield now as we go to see what's going to go on with Mansfield and Shrewsbury. That's right. Cloughie's boys, 33% form for them right now. Back-to-back games without a loss. Sitting in 8th in the table. Not too bad for newly promoted Mansfield. Up against the Shrews down in 23rd. This could be the season that they go down. 5 defeats of the last 6. It's not been good for Paul Hurst's boys. Now, last time around at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Shrewsbury back in April 2015. They've actually won 3 on the spin against Mansfield without conceding a goal in those last 3, but scoring goals has been a problem for Shrewsbury. Back-to-back games now without a goal compared to Mansfield coming into on the back of a 2-1 win over Cambridge. The odds for this one, Mansfield 6-4 on for the victory, 27-10. The draw 70-4 is your away win. I do think it's going to go in favour of the hosts here. 2-1 winners, Mansfield taking it, and again improving upon their 8th place standing. Next up, it's Peterborough. They're going to be taking on Bristol Rovers. That's right, Darren Ferguson's Peterborough currently find themselves in 11th with 7 points for the season. Just 1 defeat over the last 5 matches. Up against the Bristol Rovers side into 14th right now with just 1 win in 6. They have played 24 times since 2005. We've got 14 wins for the Posh, 4 wins for Bristol Rovers, and 6 draws between the two sides. The most recent match at this very venue was a 2-0 win for the Posh, who did the double over Peterborough. Sorry, they did the double over Bristol Rovers last season. Back-to-back 2-0 wins. In fact, they've gone 3 clean sheets on the spin against them, which included a 0-0 draw way back in April 2023. Bristol Rovers, though, on the back of that 4-0 drubbing by Wigan. Peterborough with that squeaky 1-0, 1-1 draw against Lincoln this past weekend. The bookies, though, for this, they're looking at Peterborough 20-13 on for the victory, 14-5. The draw 70-4 is your away win. I'm going to go 2-0 winners. The Posh taking the points. Next up, we go to the New York Stadium. It's Rotherham United up against Birmingham City. That's right, a bit of a heavyweight crunch clash. This one over at the New York Stadium with Steve Evans as Rotherham, unbeaten the last 3, sitting in 17th right now with 50% form. Up against the Birmingham side, who are second after their big win against Wrexham this past Monday night. 2 wins and 2 defeats of the last 4, though, for Birmingham in all competitions. Up against Rotherham, who've just won once in 5. Now, the last time that these two sides played at Rotherham was a 0-0 draw. In fact, it was back-to-back 0-0 draws between these two sides when they both met in the Championship last season, where they both relegated, of course. Birmingham have gone 3 games without conceding a goal against them after a 2-0 win back in the 2022-23 season. Rotherham on the back of that 2-2 draw against Burton. Birmingham with a 3-1 win over Wrexham, still bringing in the rears. The odds for this one, Rotherham are 12-5 for the victory, 11-10 is your Brummies, and 12-5 is the draw. Going with it, sticking with my guns here. 2-2 draw on this one. I think Rotherham should wake up. Birmingham will have a bit of a hangover, but they'll take it. Another point in the bag, and a bigger point on the way from home. Taking points off your rivals, because Rotherham should be a rival, and they'll eventually be a rival. Just whether or not Steve Evans will be at the helm. Stockport County, they're next up as they take on Leyton Orient. That's right, Edgeley Park. Where are we going? I said Edgeley Park. There we go. Pilot shit the bed there for a second. Anyway, Stockport County up against Leyton Orient and Edgeley Park. There he goes. David Shannon's boys sitting in 5th of the table. They need a result. A couple of draws in the last 3 matches. Not great for them. 67% form for them right now. Up against that Orient side who picked up 2 wins at the last 4 matches. They're on 33% form for them, but they are still in that drop zone of 22nd. 8 times they have played since 2005. 3 wins for Stockport, 3 wins for Leyton Orient, 2 draws as well. The most recent match at this very venue was a 2-1 win for the Orient back in November 2022. The Orient on the back of that 1-0 win over Reading at the Majeski. Stockport could only draw against Crawley most recently, but the odds for this, Stockport 5-3 on for the victory, 14-5, the draw 90-4 is your away win. 2-1 win for me for Stockport to take it over on their own turf. All right, let's head over to Wales now, shall we, as Phil Parkinson's Wrexham try to bounce back following their 3-1 loss to Birmingham. Standing in the way is Crawley, who've hit a bit of a rough patch themselves, but they have played 8 times, these two sides, since 2009. 3 wins for Wrexham, 4 for Crawley, 1 draw, of course. Wrexham just 1 defeat in the last 6, 75% form for them right now. They are currently top of the table. Meanwhile, Crawley, all the way down in mid-table, are suffering a bit of a dip in form, and it could be the start of the collapse for for Crawley. Last time around, over at this very venue, it was a 4-1 win for Wrexham back in April 2024. That was last season, after Wrexham did the double over Crawley. Back-to-back wins, both home and away. Wrexham on the back of that 3-1 loss to Birmingham. Crawley on the back of that 1-1 draw against Stockport. Big result that was for them on the last time around. 50-21 on is your Wrexham. 7-2 is the draw. 6-1 is your long shots. Wrexham should bounce back. They've got too much quality. They've gone with a 2-0 win to take it to the house. And then finally we head over to Greater London, should we say, as Wycombe take on Cambridge over on the the 21st of September. Matt Bloomfield's Wycombe, unbeaten in the last 4, started to tick up in form right now, sitting in 10th of the table, up against Cambridge side without a win in the last 6 matches. They played 17 times since 2003. We've got 11 wins for Wycombe, 3 for Cambridge. 3 draws between the two sides. The most recent match between these two sides over at Wycombe was a 0-0 draw. In fact, it was back-to-back draws between these two sides last season, with a 1-1 draw over in Cambridge. Wycombe, though, in fact, the home side has not won this game in the last 5 attempts, with the last win being Wycombe over Cambridge back in March 2022. Wycombe on the back of a 2-1 win over Northampton Town. Cambridge with a 2-1 loss to Mansfield. Pressure mounting under Gary Monk at the moment. 10-7 on is your Wycombe, 4-1 is your away win, 27-10 is the draw. It's going to be a 2-1 win for Wycombe to take the points once again and make a squeaky push for those playoffs once again. So those complete my picks, guys. Don't forget you get your own picks in as well, as we look forward to the next round of games as well. This is the link if you want to get involved with the Prediction League. It's 100% free. I'll be there, you'll be there, and of course we'll see who comes out on top. But that, my friends, completes it. We are done, dusted. But until then, smash the subscribe, smash the like, check out the links down below, and of course we'll see you soon for the next one.